Okay, this is kind of like a self-test of the shock straps. First we're going to take a trip to the camp, which kind of is a combination of highway and 5 kilometers of rough roads. So on the way we're going to use the traditional style, and as you can see, this is really, I guess, a basic way that we would attach the bike regularly. And as I said, both the straps are, without over tightening them too crazy, they're fairly secure, and the front is mounted to the trailer via the winch. So this is the normal situation that we transport the ATV pretty much every weekend. The next one will be at the camp. Part 2 of On the Road to the Camp. Now we haven't got to the woods road yet, we just started, but this is to the main highway, and as I said, you can see from the initial attachment, it's not really in very good shape. The left side is same thing, pretty loose but still intact. Okay, this is part 3 back at the camp. As I said, a 5K walk in or drive back in on a reasonably rough road, but the Deer Shangri-La in Upper Stewiacke. Anyway, here is the bike. As I said, this is kind of the part 3, and we'll see what the status is of the straps in relation to when we left. Left one still secure. Hook is still on. Right one really loose. Now you can see how quick that came off, and the bottom again is, well, completely off. It stayed on because I tied it when I first put the strap on, so it kind of, in the hindsight, knew it would probably fall off. Anyway, that's kind of the typical trip into the camp and the issues that we see with the straps. Just take a quick look at the front. I don't think that's probably changed at all. You can see it's still really tight on the winch. So anyway, so we're going to do just the opposite on the way out, and we're going to put the new straps on with the new system. Let's see. Okay, here is part 1 of the return trip from the camp with the new system on it, the ShockStrap. Again, same kind of application, and you'll see about the same tension, maybe, yeah, I guess maybe about the same as the ratcheting or the old style. So when I get out to the end of the road, I will do a double check, see how they are, because certainly that's the roughest part. And then of course when I get home, we'll see what happens there. Stay tuned for part 2. Okay, here's part 2 of the return trip, and I would suggest probably the hardest or the most telling part of it, because it's the 5K back to the main highway. Anyway, 0 moment of truth, as they said. Yeah, that's impressive. No stretch. I would say exactly really where I left them or put them in. Ratchet them, or not ratchet them, but secured them in place. So far so good, or so far very impressed, I guess is probably the best way to put it. Anyway, we'll see when we get home. Okay, the final test, I guess, and we're back home. And, it appears to be, as they say, just as tight as when we left the camp. So at the end of the day, the performance is ultimate in comparison to the traditional ratchet system. Anyway, very impressed.